Hello, future biologists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the world of diversity in biology for Class 9. Today, we are diving into a fascinating topic, classification and evolution, how organisms evolved from simpler forms. We'll explore how life, from tiny microbes to giant whales, became so incredibly diverse. Get ready to uncover the secrets of life's grand story across 4 levels of understanding, from easy basics to competitive insights. Let's begin. Ready to unravel the mystery of life's incredible variety? Let's start with the basics of how we organize life and how it all began simply. First, let's understand classification. Imagine a huge library with millions of books. If they were all mixed up, finding anything would be impossible, right? Classification is like organizing those books. It's the process of grouping living things based on their similarities. This helps us study and understand the vast number of organisms easily. For example, we group animals into categories like mammals, birds, or fish based on common features, making them easier to study and identify. Next, let's talk about evolution. Evolution simply means gradual change over a very long period of time. Scientists believe that life on Earth started very simply, perhaps as tiny, single-celled organisms. Over millions and millions of years, these simple forms slowly changed and developed into the more complex plants and animals we see today. Think of it like a journey where life started small and gradually grew more intricate, with each step building on the last. This journey from simple to complex is key to understanding diversity. Time for some quick thinking. Here are 3 questions to check your understanding of classification and evolution at the easy level. Take a moment to read them and think about your answers. What is the main purpose of biological classification? What is the basic definition of evolution? And how do scientists generally believe life evolved in terms of complexity? Now, let's move a step deeper. At the medium level, we'll explore the structured way we classify life and look at some basic evidence for evolution. Our classification isn't just random grouping, it follows a strict hierarchy, like a set of nested boxes. The largest box is kingdom, containing very diverse organisms. Inside kingdoms, we have smaller, more specific groups, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and finally, species. A species is the most specific group where organisms can interbreed. This hierarchy reflects increasing similarity and, importantly, closer evolutionary relationships. The more specific the group, the more recently they shared a common ancestor. The basic idea of evolution is profound. All life on Earth shares a common ancestor. Over immense spans of time, tiny changes accumulate in populations. These changes, driven by factors like genetic variation and natural selection, can lead to new features, better adaptation to environments, and ultimately, the formation of new species. This continuous process of change and diversification from simpler forms is how the incredible variety of life we observe came to be. How do we know evolution happened? One key piece of evidence comes from fossils, preserved remains of ancient organisms. They show us what past life forms looked like and how they changed. Another type of evidence is homologous organs, like the phylums of humans, bats, and whales. They have similar basic bone structures, suggesting a common ancestor, even though they perform different functions. Analogous organs, like bird and insect wings, have similar functions but different structures, showing adaptation to similar environments, not necessarily common ancestry. Great job so far. Let's test your understanding with 5 medium-level questions. Consider the hierarchy of classification and the types of evolutionary evidence we just discussed. Can you list the main levels of classification from broadest to most specific? What are fossils and how do they support evolution? What's the difference between homologous and analogous organs? And how does our classification system reflect evolutionary relationships? Ready to think more critically? At the hard level, we'll delve deeper into evolutionary theories, molecular evidence, and the tree of life. While Carolus Linnaeus developed the hierarchical classification system, it was Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection that provided its evolutionary basis. Darwin proposed that species evolve through natural selection, where individuals with advantageous traits survive and reproduce more. This leads to populations changing over generations and new species emerging. A core idea is common descent. All life originated from one or a few simple ancestral forms and diversified over time. Modern classification, called phylogenetics, aims to group organisms strictly based on this evolutionary history. Let's compare homologous and analogous organs in more detail. Homologous organs, like the human arm and bat wing, share a similar embryonic origin and basic structure, indicating divergence from a common ancestor. They demonstrate divergent evolution. Analogous organs, such as the wings of birds and insects, have different origins and structures but similar functions, showing convergent evolution, where different lineages adapt similarly to similar environmental pressures. These distinctions are crucial for understanding true evolutionary relationships from simpler forms. Beyond physical traits, molecular evidence provides powerful insights into evolution. By comparing DNA and protein sequences among different species, scientists can determine how closely related they are. The more similar the genetic material, the more recently they shared a common ancestor. This molecular clock helps estimate when different lineages diverged. This genetic evidence strongly supports the idea of common descent and the gradual evolution of complex life from simpler forms, providing a precise tool to map the tree of life. Excellent work! Now, challenge yourself with these 7 hard-level questions. Think about Darwin's theory, the different types of organs, and the significance of molecular evidence. How did Darwin's theory influence classification? Explain homologous versus analogous organs with examples. How does molecular evidence strengthen the theory of evolution? And what does a phylogenetic tree represent in terms of evolution? Alright, it's time for the ultimate challenge. The hardest level will push your understanding, connecting classification and evolution to competitive biology, genetics, and modern scientific insights. Modern classification has moved from simply grouping by traits to phylogenetics, which strictly infers evolutionary relationships using cladistics. This approach builds cladograms based on shared derived characteristics, or synapomorphies, to visualize the branching patterns of descent from common ancestors. This shift, combined with the modern synthesis of Darwinian evolution and Mendelian genetics, explains how genetic variation, mutations, recombination, drives evolutionary change, leading to microevolution and the macroevolutionary emergence of complex life from simpler forms. Speciation, the process by which new species arise, is fundamental to increasing diversity. Allopatric speciation, driven by geographic isolation, prevents gene flow, allowing isolated populations to diverge. Sympatric speciation, occurring without geographic barriers, can involve polyploidy in plants or ecological niche differentiation. Understanding these mechanisms is key to appreciating how a single ancestral population can split into multiple distinct species, each adapted to different environments, thereby explaining the vast complexity of the tree of life from its simplest roots. Evolutionary developmental biology, or EvoDevo, offers profound insights. It reveals that similar toolkit genes, like Hox genes, control fundamental body plan development across diverse animal phyla, highlighting deep common ancestry. Small changes in the expression of these regulatory genes, their timing, location, or amount, during embryonic development can lead to significant morphological innovations. This shows how complex structures can evolve through modifications of existing, simpler developmental programs rather than entirely new genes, providing an elegant explanation for the evolution of complexity. While evolution creates diversity, extinction shapes it. Mass extinctions, though catastrophic, often precede periods of rapid diversification known as adaptive radiations, as surviving lineages exploit newly available niches. Furthermore, inferring evolutionary history faces challenges like convergent evolution, where unrelated organisms independently evolve similar traits, and horizontal gene transfer, especially in prokaryotes, which can obscure vertical ancestry. These complexities require advanced molecular techniques like phylogenomics, using entire genomes to reconstruct the true tree of life and trace all organisms back to their simplest common ancestors. You've tackled some complex ideas. Let's test your deepest understanding with the first 5 hardest level questions. Think about the shifts in classification, the modern synthesis, and the processes of speciation. What is the difference between typological and phylogenetic classification? How did the modern synthesis enhance Darwin's theory? Describe allopatric and sympatric speciation. What is the significance of evo-devo? And what challenges exist in reconstructing evolutionary history? Here are the remaining 5 questions to truly challenge your competitive edge. Consider the role of extinction, the concept of horizontal gene transfer, and the power of modern genomics. How does extinction influence biodiversity? Explain convergent evolution and its impact on classification. What is horizontal gene transfer and why is it a challenge? What is phylogenomics? And how does the concept of common descent unify all life on Earth, from simple to complex forms? And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into classification and evolution. We've journeyed from basic definitions to the cutting edge of evolutionary biology, understanding how all life evolved from simpler forms. I hope you found this exploration as fascinating as I did. For more such comprehensive and engaging educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and stay curious.